When I was 3 years old, I made brownies by myself. Now, don't be that impressed because I forgot one key ingredient of the recipe, which was a bowl. Indeed, I made a whole batch of brownies on the floor, green shag carpeting, as I recall. Don't judge the carpet; it was like 1970 something. And only once I finished mixing the brownies did I actually seek out a vessel. In that process, I learned an important lesson about sequencing. And actually, that lesson still applies. Now, in those days, of course, information was kind of rare. In fact, the most important recipes in the country were those that were printed on the back of foodstuffs, right? You'd get a chocolate chip recipe on the back of chocolate chips, etc. Now, of course, information is omnipresent. It's all around us. Every answer you need is just a click away. And so much so that today, we often prefer to help ourselves self-serve information before making a purchase. In fact, my book, Utility, is all about this principle. And in 2020, so just a little while back, the average B2B buyer consumed 13 pieces of content before making a purchase. 13 pieces of content. And what is content? Well, it's just a recipe for how to buy stuff from you and why. But that recipe and the knowledge it conveys has to be unfurled in the appropriate sequence. It has to be given to the customer in the right order in order to be maximally effective. So let's see, 3 weeks ago or so, I went to Maui. First time in Hawaii. That makes 49 states for me. I'm terribly sorry, state of Idaho, but we'll work on it. So my wife and I go to Maui. My wife's got significant food allergy issues. So before we travel, I do a lot of restaurant research and menu looking around, etc. So I asked my friends for some Maui recommendations, and many of them said to go to a place called Monkey Pod. So I went to the Monkey Pod Instagram account just to kind of find some food photos and check out their overall vibe, as one does. Their Instagram bio says this: celebrate the craft of food and drink and merrymaking. All right, I like the sound of merriment. I'm down with that. So then I got to do some menu spelunking, right? See what they have on the menu. So I go to the Monkey Pod website and I visit the website, and on their homepage it says, we recognize and support other craftsmen by building partnerships with farmers, brewers, and artisans who share our passions. We can deliver the highest quality that Hawaii has to offer. Again, I don't totally know exactly what that means, but it sounds reasonable. So off we go to Monkey Pod. Once we get there, our server asks us if it was our first time in the restaurant, and we say that it was. And she said, well, all of our food is farm to table. We work with local Hawaii farmers to make sure that everything is as fresh as it possibly can be every day. This is terrific information. I love to hear it, but it's in the wrong sequence. See, I love to farm to table. I like farm to table and local and seasonal and fresh and all that. It's one of the reasons I moved to the Midwest after all. But the time to hit me with that info is not once I'm in the restaurant. It's when I'm considering the restaurant. So where was the we only work with local farmers and it's only as fresh as it can be on the Instagram account? Where is it on the website? The words that she said were perfect, but it was in the wrong sequence. It's not like I'm going to get up and leave the restaurant if it's not farm to table. I'm already sitting down. So then the second thing that she says is, hey, would you like to try a Mai Tai? They've been voted best Mai Tai in Hawaii several years in a row. Now we're talking. This is appropriate information in the correct sequence. I've already made a restaurant selection. What's the next choice? Would you like something to drink? Yes, I would like a Mai Tai. It is the best Mai Tai in Hawaii. Evidently, I'll have one of those, please. And it was, in fact, fantastic because of the way she sequenced it. Once I'm sitting down and I haven't ordered a drink, your drink recommendation, she could have said, would you like a glass of dolphin's blood? And I would have said, yes, for sure. Bring me the dolphin's blood. So your business and my business, all businesses have a story, right? You've got features, you've got benefits, you've got awards, you've got testimonials, you've got all those ingredients. That's your information recipe. To maximize its impact, you've just got to make sure that you do it in the correct sequence. Remember, you need a bowl first, not a bowl last. And if you're not sure what your sequence should be, just ask your customers. Ask them what they need to know first, second, third, and fourth, and they'll tell you. Okay, quick question that I would love an answer to in the comments. What is your favorite place to visit in the US? If not in the US, anywhere in the world. I only have Idaho left in the 50 US states, as I mentioned. What's your favorite place to visit? See you next time. Thanks.